24.26. Well, 24.333 is a long way, and I suspect he will now quickly return to the pits, take a fresh set of tyres. Of course, for David Coulthard, this is a new experience. Qualifying on Friday afternoon, it's the first time he's experienced Formula One qualifying. The difference in conditions from this morning to now, and we're 1:20 here in the afternoon, is that temperature has risen, the air is less dense. Generally speaking, conditions are not as favourable as they were in the morning. Those with experience and those teams that understand the drivers are much more capable of reproducing those times. For David, it's a very steep learning curve.
Well, we ride with David Coulthard through the chicane. And we think this is his in-lap. And JJ Leto has improved to a 1:23.293. And yes, JJ Leto, for the moment, makes it an old Benetton front row. And that, as far as I know, has never... You can see it goes up. It's an uphill braking section. And then third gear right-hander.
And Damon in big trouble. And that's not the way he wants to open his first qualifying run. And that, to me, was as if the rear tyres on this first run, he didn't really get the skin or the top surface of the tyre really worked off, and that was the consequence. So now, just complete the lap and start all over again. That first corner, it's a tricky corner. It's always a combination of, should I take it in third, should I take it in second? And always, particularly on the opening lap, again, a corner that is always the scene of contact, especially between the middle and close to the back of the grid. I remember back here, all the way back, I think, to 1986, when the Jaguar team took itself out in that first corner, much to the embarrassment of the drivers involved at that particular point, and much to the fury of Tom Walkinshaw, who I think was absolutely apoplectic in his anger. So the first corner on Sunday afternoon, a part of the circuit where extreme caution is required.
Damon Hill completing his first flying lap at the Jerez circuit. A 1:25.
Not much more than fourth gear.
Well, riding with Ayrton Senna at the moment. Running that brand new FW16 Williams with the Renault engine. And John, when we had a look at the rear suspension of the car in Brazil, I think it's a very interesting rear suspension, to say the least.
Well, Williams have taken advantage of rules, and they've incorporated an aerodynamic sheath over the top rear wishbones, and caused a few raised eyebrows as people thought that then constituted a movable aerodynamic device, but it was passed by the FIA scrutineer, and not much more has been heard on it. But just looking in with Senna here, how much work a driver is having to do. Now, this is a long Grand Prix, 83 laps, a high work rate. The only salvation for a driver is that in relative terms the grip level of the circuit is comparable, say, to Manicourt, which is not considered a particularly high grip circuit, but massive amount of work in the cockpit, hands, arms, upper body, a real aerobic exercise.